Hi quilting friends, I'm Edyta Sitar from Laundry Basket Quilts. Welcome to Quilting Window and welcome back to our Mystery Quilt. We are working on block number 6 for our Mystery Quilt. It's going to be just beautiful. When you finish the quilt, it would be 90 inches by 90 inches. It's a gorgeous, beautiful, big quilt. A lot of the blocks that we're making are 6.5 inch unfinished blocks. And today we are making one of my favorite blocks, what is Sawtooth Star. With our mystery, I'm trying to share with you 9 of my favorite blocks that are perfect for a border. And Sawtooth Star is so nice. You need to go to our website and see how I put the Sawtooth Star around our log cabin quilt. It's so exciting. Now for today, you can use the bundles, half-yard bundle, and cut your fabrics to the right pieces. I hope all of you went and downloaded the pattern for today's blocks, or you can go ahead and use our pre-cut kit. We have a beautiful pre-cut kit. Make sure you select all the bags that go with block number 6. There are multiple bags. There are fun color options. We have 4 color options for the Sawtooth Star, and I selected a lovely four fabrics for our Sawtooth Star, as well as there is a nice sashing that is going to go between the stars, and I use the darker fabric for that one as well. So a lot happening. Let's get right to work. We're going to make the Sawtooth Star 6.5 by 6.5 unfinished. We're going to start by cutting our fabrics. We're going to cut corner squares. Those are 2-inch low background squares. Then we're going to cut a quarter square triangle for this area right here, and those are cut from a square 4 1/4 twice diagonally for 4 quarter square triangles. Then we're gonna cut half square triangles, and those are 2 3/8 cut from a square once diagonally for half square triangles, and we need 8 of those cut from 4 squares, and then we need the 1 center square. As soon as we finish cutting, we're going to lay out our block, and we're going to start by making flying geese units. We're going to place dark half square triangle over the light quarter square triangle, sew it, then flip and push the seam allowance towards the outside, towards the dark right here. Then I'm going to go ahead, do the same thing on this side, stitch and flip it open to create a beautiful flying geese unit. As soon as you make your flying geese unit, you're going to go ahead and trim to 2 inches by 3.5 inches. Once it's trimmed, it's going to look so nice. Then it's time to sew it into the rows with the square in the center and a corner 2-inch light squares. Let me show you how I sewed it into the rows. I have it prepared for you. The center row works so nice and easy. I just place my flying geese stitch. When I stitched through here, I paid attention that I didn't go over that line where there was like an X, because I want to make sure that my points are really nice on my flying geese. I'm going to push the seam allowance towards the square in the center. Then the top part was super fun and easy. I sew my 2 squares on the outside. I'm going to push the seam allowance towards the outside, and I'm going to do the same thing with the bottom part as well. So those two exactly the same. Push the seam allowance towards the outside, and now we learn we can pin it, or we can touch with a touch of glue right here on those points, so everything sticks nicely. As we go into sewing, we're going to go ahead and do that so that when we look at it, it's going to look beautifully here. If you need to pin it, make sure you pin in the front of the seam and in the back of the seam, so that way you're holding the seam allowance down, and this seam locks really nice. You're going to stitch, you're going to flip it open, and then you're going to go ahead and add this one. Now this is how you're going to make your beautiful star, and we're going to make 24 of those stars in a nice variety of colors. Please go to our website. I have the picture for you around the quilt. Already you know where it's going to go, where the stars are going to go. Please go ahead and follow the picture for the color options. So we're going to be making those lovely star. Now, for our second part of block 6, I like to do something really fun because sometimes when I want to sew my stars together, I don't like how close those points are. It gives me sometimes I worry that I can lose the points. So what I like to do is I like to move them a little bit apart. And many times when we're making a quilt and we need a little bit more room to put around the border, we maybe want to put a little sashings in between. And I love making my sashings this way. I take strips and I'm gonna take one dark one, and I have two light ones. All right. This is the part right here. You can download the pattern on your website. It's right this one. The strips on the outside are 2 3/4 by the length by 21 inches. I'm using 21 inches. I'm not using 42 inches long because I like a little bit shorter. It gives me better chance to control the fabric. And now I'm gonna do the same thing right here. Place my 2-inch by 21 inches and another light one. And now I'm gonna sew them together to a unit like this. All right, look at this. It's gonna be just beautiful. I'm gonna go ahead, push my seam allowance towards the center. This goes really fast. Then as soon as I finish, I can go ahead and start cutting. And I'm gonna take my ruler, and first I'm gonna start by trimming the edge. I'm placing my ruler over and I'm matching with the top and the bottom. The width of my panel should be 6.5. I'm gonna gently trim just this little edge. Then I'm gonna go ahead, rotate my board. Let me push this out of the way. Rotate my board, and now I can follow the direction and section my little sections to 2-inch sections, and we're gonna make 16 of them for all between all those beautiful Sawtooth Star blocks, and we're gonna make 8 that are a little bit bigger. They're 3.5, 3.5. So 1, 2, 3.5 by 6.5. All right. So if you wanted to, go ahead, use the strip piecing technique, and then create those beautiful sections. Why did I do that? Because as I start sewing my blocks around my quilt into a beautiful rows, I can go ahead and place those fun little accent sashings in between. And I love that this become like a little chain connecting. And I did one to accommodate the size that I wanted to fit my quilt. Okay, but this is such a good lesson when you're making those blocks as your border blocks for any size quilt. You can go ahead and measure the quilt, see how many blocks you would like to make, and then for anything that is extra, you can decide, I'm not going to make a lot of blocks. I'm going to put some sashings in between and determine the sashing in between by dividing it equally, or maybe making one that is a little bit bigger if the numbers don't line up. So I thought I'd share this fun tip with you today. I hope you enjoy making a beautiful Sawtooth Star and enjoy making our mystery quilt this year. And I can't wait to see the picture and your color options. So please make sure you tag me on your picture on Instagram. Tagging me at Laundry Basket Quilt so we can get to see your picture. And I wish you happy quilting. And I can't wait to make a block number 7 with you next week for our beautiful mystery quilt. And I am so excited for you guys because guess what? You're learning beautiful border blocks and you're making an amazing medallion quilt with me. Happy quilting!